Hello everyone, welcome back to the Learning Bootcamp. And I really apologize for starting a little bit delay. We were having a technical issue, but now everything is sorted. So my name is Pratibha and I'll be your moderator today. So if at any point you have any question or if you want to connect with our speaker, please feel free to use the chat box. So let's start with the session. I hope you're all ready for that. Just allow me a minute to share my screen. Meanwhile, please do let us know from where you guys are watching. We would be happy to know that. So, on behalf of the Global Skill Development Council, I'm truly delighted to welcome you all into the GSDC Certified Learning Holiday AI Bootcamp. From winning clients to delivering smarter to deciding faster. And as if you are following this learning bootcamp, so you would be aware that we have already covered three sessions in this, and today we are going to have the day four session. This is the last session of today's AI learning bootcamp. And one of the things which make this bootcamp amazing is the speaker we have with us, Rutvik Shetty. So, for those who have joined with us for the very first time, let me give you a quick introduction who we are. Global Skill Development Council is a globally recognized certification body. We are accredited by ABICB. Till yet, we have a 250,000 professionals certified with us. We are associated with 100 plus training partners worldwide. We are also partnered with 1,000 plus multinational companies and 50 plus universities worldwide. We have 500 plus subject matter experts who contribute to our program. We are also very proud to be partnered with our media partner WordPress Hub to helping us simplify our initiative and reach it to the wider global audience. So before starting the session, I just wanted to make a quick announcement that we have just launched a very unique platform called GSDC AI Studio, Lifelong Learning Initiative. In this GSDC AI Studio, you will be getting 100 plus live monthly sessions with global experts, including 4 daily sessions, 45-minute live expert lead session for hands-on learning, sessions from global expert. You can learn directly from our AI leaders around the world. Real-time practice, you can apply concept immediately and get your question answered. Certification ready, you will be getting the training aligned with industry standard for job ready skills. So do you want to know how you can get the benefit of GSDC AI Studio? Well, let me tell you. So there are three ways. First, you have a free 14-day access in which you will be getting 80 plus live sessions per month and access to full GSDC Studio. Second, you have a GSDC lifelong membership. You will be upgrading to Pro in $109 and you are going to get the 80 plus live session per month, access to full GSDC Studio, free GSDC membership, access to physical events, LinkedIn profile improver. Last but not the least, we have GSDC certification plus lifetime membership. So now participant, this offer is for a very limited time of period. Make sure you're taking the advantage of it. And this offer is starting in $100 only. You will be getting the lifetime access of GSDC certification, all benefits of lifetime membership, personalized coaching, capstone projects plus AI tool, GSDC Copilot and competency assessment tool. So currently we are covering 100 plus certification in our portfolio, which include the learning and development, Gen AI, agentic AI, HR, and ISO lead auditor and implementer, agile DevOps and SRE, cyber security, digital transformation, and many more. So once you get certified with the GSDC, you just won't walk away with the certification. You also become a part of our community. I really apologize to all of my participants for this. Just allow me a minute to share my screen once again. I really sorry to all of the participants for this glitch. So as I was telling you guys that certification in our portfolio, I hope you guys are able to see my screen. And once you get certified with the GSTC, you just won't walk away with the certification. You also become a part of our community, which comes with the GSTC membership benefit, which include the lifelong membership, certification upgrade, workshop bootcamp, learning club access, and many more. And with that, it's time to welcome our today's speaker. Today we have Rutvik Shetty with us. He's AI Innovation Advisor and Solution Architect, also a GSDC authorized trainer, Master of AI, and if you guys are following our session, you would be knowing that Rutvik has already delivered a three incredible, insightful session with us for the Learning AI Bootcamp. And today he is going to deliver one more session on AI driven decision making and problem solving. But before handing over the virtual mic, just a quick reminder, if you have any queries or if you want to connect with Rutvik regarding any queries of the session, if you want to know more regarding the GSDC initiative, please feel free to use the chat box. Once again, don't be shy. Drop your reactions, emojis, and quick comment into the chat box. That's how we know you are with us and actively listening and absorbing from this insight. With that, it's time to welcome Rutvik once again on our platform. Thank you so much, Rutvik, coming on our platform. We are very honored to have you as a speaker. The stage is all yours.
Hey, hello guys. Hope you're able to see me. Uh, Good evening, good afternoon, and morning, everyone from everywhere. I'll just share my screen once before we start. Okay, cool. I hope it is visible to all of you. Can you just confirm it to me once,
Yes,
Prasiba?
Rutvik. Yes, Rutvik.
Perfect. Okay, perfect. So I think everyone is in the holiday blues. They're already starting their holidays, and there is a lot of things going on. Everyone is about to go for the vacation and stuff. So today's presentation, we are going to keep it small, crisp, and more on to visual presentation. Uh, I think I have almost zero text into this apart from a summary slide. Apart from that, it's just going to be images and analogies for you to take home to make this decision making, AI driven decision making. So, I want to start this by asking a question to every one of you. How many of you feel like you spend more time hunting for information than actually making decisions? Um, I think we all do that. And as delivery managers, we are drowning in data, but starving for wisdom. So we have spreadsheets, Jira boards, timesheets, and emails as well. We spend 80% of our time in the week digging through this noise just to figure out, are we on track, leaving only 20% of our time to actually fix the problems. So today we are going to flip that ratio. I want you to think about the difference between a shovel and an excavator. So for the last 20 years, we have been using shovels. We dig through data manually, and it's hard, it's slow, and it hurts our backs. AI is the excavator. It uses hydraulic, which is computing power, to lift tons of dirty dirt in seconds, and so you can focus on where to dig the hole. In this next hour, we aren't talking about AI generating poems. We are talking about AI acting as your chief of staff, as I said for the co-pilot yesterday. So, analyzing the risk, predicting the failures, and giving you the space to be a leader again, not just a data entry clerk. So, let's look at how we currently manage projects. And I call this the rear view mirror problem. So most of our reporting is descriptive. We look at the last week's status report, we look at the timesheet from Friday, and we perform an autopsy on the data to explain to the clients why we missed the deadline yesterday. Imagine driving a car where the windshield is painted black and you can only drive by looking in the rear view mirror. So you only know you've hit a pothole after your coffee is spilled, and that is a traditional delivery management. The AI moves us to the windshield. This is predictive analytics. AI doesn't just look at what happened, it looks at the velocity of what is happening. It looks at the code commit patterns, ticket churns, and bug discovery rates as well. It tells you, based on the current speed, you aren't just going to miss the deadline, but that you are going to miss it by 14 days. Now, I want to take the same GPS analogy that we took earlier, but let's say the GPS, the ultimate goal, and where we are going today. Okay, it is perspective. Think about Google Maps. When you drive, Google Map doesn't just say there is traffic ahead, which is predictive. It says that take this alternative route to save 12 minutes, which is the perspective that I'm talking about. And that is the shift we want to move from why did we fail to here is how we can avoid failing. So, who here has had a project turn red seemingly overnight? It didn't happen overnight. The signals were there weeks ago, and we just didn't have the right tools to see them through the windshield. So, where is this hidden data that predicts failure? It's not the Excel columns, it is the text. It is in the unstructured data that you have. Think about a typical project. The real truth isn't in the rack status, let's say green, amber, red. The real truth is in the developer's comment in the Jira saying that the API documentation is trash. The real truth is in the client's email where they say, I'm a bit concerned about the timeline, but they say it politely. So humans are terrible at reading 5,000 comments to find a pattern. We get tired, we skim through it, and AI is like that metal detector on the beach. You could sift through the whole sand in with your hands for 10 years and miss the golden ring that you have lost, but you can feed 6 months of Jira comments into an AI and it scans the entire beach in 30 seconds. It beeps and says, dig here. The word latency has appeared 400% more often in the last 2 weeks, and that is the pattern you would never manually catch. But it is exactly the reason your project is about to fail. So, just to show you, so I want to show you this in action. So, I'm just going to pull out this particular scenario. Okay. So, what I'm going to do is I have a dummy data set. Okay. Just a second. I just don't want, yeah. So I have a dummy data set of emails. It is a 47 email long thread going on between a lot of people and a lot of team, and where a team is blaming each other for the delay. So I literally have, so you can see that I have email 43 to almost email 46 and email 47. So as a manager, for me, the work would be going through this whole email thread, think about what each one of them is saying, what they're talking about, who they are blaming on it on, and that would consume a lot of time of mine. I also want to validate that each email is good or not, whether it is the right thing they are saying or not. But then, what do I do? Is I feed the whole email thread to my Claude. Okay. And I say, act as a senior delivery manager, read this thread, identify the technical root cause, and tell me who is blocking the progress. That easy. Okay. And literally in next few, not even minutes, in next few seconds, it comes up with a whole detailed report about that email chain or email thread. And the first thing that I get is the technical root cause. What was the issue? The second thing is who blocked the progress. So I can see that Mira Iyer, who's the VP of digital banking product, is the one who is the blocker. Why is she the primary blocker? Because on Monday, 3:45, the approval request went to Mira, whereas she replied on Tuesday, 11:47, which is 20 hours later almost. Now, the critical delay was caused by Mira, and that's what it tells me about the unavailability she had. So 14 hours unavailability caused a delay for almost 2 days in the deployment. Then comes the secondary contributor, who was Vikram Singh, of course. talking about why it was, what was the process gap, and why did he fail to do his job. And then what was not the issue, which teams worked perfectly fine, and the verdict of what things came out. The same thing with ChatGPT. I did the same thing where I've given the same prompt, same document, and it still gave me the same things. The only thing different for all the LLMs, and I'll show you one for Gemini as well. So with all of them, everyone figured out that it was Mira and Vikram who were blocking it. Okay, so you can see Mira here, Vikram, and the same thing goes for ChatGPT. The only thing that is different for all of these different demos that we had, or the different scenarios that you saw, was different LLM and their different way of answering it. Now, yesterday we looked into this prompts, different kind of prompts, the Rise, the Raise, the CoStar, and all those kind of different frameworks for prompts. And I have tried one of those here to just show you what kind of different scenario it creates for those particular answers the same way. So Rise being role, input, steps, and then expectation. So the role that I have given is act as a senior technical delivery manager with 15 plus years of experience in SDLC and DevOps, and you are an expert at conflict resolution and root cause analysis and that kind of scenarios. As an input, what I'm going to give is the whole email thread. Now I've said paste it, but it is already there in my context above. So we've just gone through as it is. The steps that I have asked it to take is filter the noise, identify the technical root cause, and then distinguish the root cause between symptoms is what was the blocker, what was the process gap, and all that kind of things. And then my expectation, and I want answer in just 4 points, saying the core issue, technical root cause, process failure, and immediate action plan. Now, if you look closely, I've given the same thing, same prompt, exactly the same prompt to all the three LLMs. Okay, so you can see that here. So for Gemini as well, I've given all of it. We talked about this yesterday that Claude sometimes can become chatty. So when you see Gemini's response, you can see exactly the 4 points that I asked for. Okay, the blocker and immediate action plan. But then when I go to Claude, you can see that not just the core issue, technical root cause, and the process failure, but it's just started chatting with me and started giving me answers that I didn't want. So Claude does get chatty. This is exactly the point I was trying to make. So even though you follow the frameworks, it depends on the LLM how they are going to follow it or how they are not. Okay. So this was one of the examples of how you can use AI or ChatGPT or any LLM to summarize or to give you the root causes through the whole email thread that you had. Now, moving on, just a second. Yeah. So now this brings me up a fear. Okay. If AI finds the root cause and predicts the delay, what do I do? Am I obsolete? And absolutely not. And this is the most important slide of this deck today. Okay. I want you to visualize a courtroom. Okay. I, I hope this image is helping you to visualize that. And in this courtroom, the AI is the lawyer. And as the lawyer's job is to read thousands of legal precedents, organize the evidence, stack the files, and present the arguments, Your Honor, based on that data, option A saves money, but option B is safer. Now, you, who is the judge, the lawyer cannot bang the gavel, only the judge can. Why? Because the judge understands the context. The judge knows the history of the defendant. The judge knows the political pressure in the city. The judge knows the difference between the letter of the law and the spirit of the law. So when you use AI for decision making, never let it be the judge. Let it bring you the evidence. Let it say, I recommend firing this vendor. But you, as the judge, might say, objection overruled. That vendor has been loyal for last 10 years and they are just having a bad month. We will support them. That is the human wisdom that I'm talking about. There are three core uh, persuasive appeals identified by Aristotle, and AI provides the logos, the logic. You provide the ethos, the character, and the pathos, the emotion. So, I want to share a story with you that I have faced a lot. So, because AI is coming new, people are not going to trust AI. Every mistake that happens with the software, with whatever you're giving out, they're going to start blaming it to AI, okay? Because it is not proven yet, or maybe it is proven to certain level, but it is not yet at par saying that it is 100% accurate. That's why every ChatGPT answer says that please fact check this. So the story goes like, so when we deployed the conversational AI, and it was perfectly working fine. We tested it in-house. We tested it with the number of developers, the number of kind of team, the sales team, and every team member tested it because we were a startup. So we literally had 15 members, including sales, including the co-founder, including the development team. So all 15 members tested it. And then we went to production. And once we went to production, the AI started behaving very weird. It started um, interrupting people in between while they were talking, and it wouldn't, sometimes it will just go silent, and everyone started saying that your AI is not working well. But then when we looked at the code, we looked at everything, we tested it back inside the house, again everything was working. So now what was the issue, right? So when I was sitting there, I thought about this, and the first people that we went out and started in production were people from tier 3 and tier 4 cities in India. Now, when we talk about tier 3, tier 4 cities, and I started listening to all the recordings that we had from the production calls, I started noticing that there was a lot of noise in the background. So what we started doing was testing it by having a video play on YouTube in the background, which had a lot of noise, road noise, cars, and all those kind of things. And then we started taking those test calls. But then still we were able to have a good conversation. AI was working fine. And then when I listened to those recordings, I realized that somehow that background noise is coming through. Then a point came out between the developers that maybe our device is the issue. So every one of those 15 developers or the salespeople that we had either good Android phones or good iOS phones, which has noise cancellation built in. Okay. So it used to noise cancel the audio and then send it to us always. So then, to test that theory, what we did was we went to our office watchman. We took his one of his button phones, and then we tested the same AI call on that button phone with the same kind of background noise from the YouTube video. And that's when AI failed. And that's how we caught that it is not the AI who is failing. It's just that our assumption that everyone using it might be having good phones and might be having noise cancellation into them would is the thing that made us fail in the production. So it is not always the AI. Sometimes it is the background. Sometimes it is the other kind of factors, the background factors that might affect AI, and you still have to make it explainable enough that okay, it is not my AI who failed, it is the context that failed, or it is the background that failed. So this is something I always want you to remember, that whenever you launch an AI, whenever you launch an AI feature, everyone is going to start blaming it first, and then you have to come up with the theory and with the solution that this is how we solve this. So moving ahead, let's talk about the risk. Okay. How do pilots learn to handle an engine failure? Do they wait for the engine to actually explode at 30,000 feet? No. They use a flight simulator. They crash the plane safely in a computer so they don't crash in real life. Now, in project management, we really rarely get a simulator. We usually have to learn by failing. But AI gives you a project simulator. You can take your project plan, feed it into AI, and say, simulate a scenario where my lead architect is out sick for 3 weeks and starting Monday, and what happens to my critical path. The AI will run the dependency map instantly. It will come back and say if the architect is out, the API design isn't approved. That means the front end team runs out of work on day four itself, and total delay will be 19 days. And now you know that you haven't lost the architect yet, but already have a mitigation plan because you flew the simulator. Sorry, excuse me. This allows you to walk into a client meeting with confidence, saying that we have identified a risk and here is the plan B, rather than saying, oh, we are in trouble, right? So let's just move on to one more demo that I have. So I have this particular enterprise development plan, okay, where I have the executive summary of what things have to be done, deliverables that are committed, penalty clauses, and everything. Plus, who are the developers working? What is their work week looks like? Are they available or not? Are they on medical leave? Um, if someone has resigned, that kind of scenarios as well. And if someone is on vacation, that kind of scenarios as well. And it is a quite a long document with all the information about all the projects, all the things that are involved. And the only thing that I am doing is feeding that file here. And what I want to do is I want to ask if that I have a 10% budget cut. Which features should I remove to keep the timeline intact while preserving the core user values? By the way, again, I've done this same thing with everyone, Claude, Gemini, OpenAI, just to show you what kind of different answers they give. So when I ask this same question to Claude, the feature cuts or the deferrals that it has recommended is AI recommendation engine can be deferred, how much it's going to save, and how many hours it's going to save. The loyalty program, same amount plus hours saved. Adobe Analytics, amount and hours saved. Now you can see that Claude just gave me three of those. Okay. Whereas if you go to ChatGPT, it does give me more descriptive. So again, all the LLMs, if you see, are differing the AI recommendation engine because that's the only thing which is not something that is going to affect the Black Friday release, and neither going is something that has to be mandatory during that release. So you can see that ChatGPT still has given four different um, features that can be delayed or deferred, and or in fact five of those now with the A/B testing as well. So it can just cut it off by 100 hours, and then it gives me a perfect summary of how many hours it is saving in total, and is it acceptable risk or not. So that's the same thing that Gemini did for us as well, with giving us this particular table saying that we are saving this many hours, whereas Gemini is saving 840 hours. You can see that ChatGPT is trying to save 1540 hours. Now, this depends on which answer is more preferable to you and which kind of scenario. Like, do you want more percentage of maneuverability there? Then you go with ChatGPT, giving it more context or more information or better prompts. Right now, I've just written single question. I've not used any framework. Using the framework would be much better for you in the further future. Now, moving ahead, just a second. Let me go back to the slides. Just a second. Yeah. So we've talked about how great AI is. Now let's talk about when is it dangerous. So We have all heard these stories of people blindly following their GPS until they drive into a lake. This happens when you turn off your brain and trust the machine completely. The AI, which is, let's say, your GPS for now, knows the map perfectly. Okay, that is no doubt. But it doesn't know the construction site started 5 minutes ago. It doesn't know that the faster route goes through a neighborhood that is unsafe at night. And this is the context gap. AI has two major blind spots, and you need to watch for them both. First one is offline politics. The AI might say that resource A is underutilized and so move them into project B. It doesn't know that resource A and project B's manager hate each other and will cause a toxic culture. Only you know that. Second is data latency. The AI is predicting based on history if the client's strategy changed this morning on the phone call. The AI doesn't know that yet. So there is a latency between you knowing it and AI knowing it. If it's on text, maybe AI knows it earlier than you. But let's say it is on call, if it is on a physical meeting, then there is a data latency for reaching for the data to reach the AI. So here is the thumb rule. I want you all to remember that trust but verify. Okay. If the AI gives you a number, ask it, show me the calculation. If AI gives you the strategy, ask what are the risks for the strategy. If your intuition says that AI is wrong, trust your gut. Your gut is trained on years of human interaction that AI doesn't have. So to wrap up, Uh, as I said, because it's Christmas coming up tomorrow, I want to wrap it up soon enough. So, to wrap it up, I want to leave you with an image, with this image, particularly of a centaur. In mythology, it is the strongest warrior because it is combined the intelligence of the human with the horsepower of a beast. And that is you guys. Okay. Don't use a spoon, use an AI excavator to process the data. Okay. Find the hidden truth. Use AI to scan the unstructured text like emails, Jira, documents, text messages for risk. Run the simulator. Okay. Test your risk before they happen and then be the judge. Let AI present the case, but you keep the gavel in your hand. Here is my challenge to you for tomorrow morning, or maybe it's your holiday, so maybe day after tomorrow, or whenever the morning appears when you want to work. Take one red issue you are facing, just one, anonymize the data, change the names, put it into ChatGPT or Copilot, and ask, here is the situation, act as a strategic consultant, give me three options to solve this. Okay. You might not use any of them for that matter, but I guarantee you it will give you a perspective you haven't thought before. So thank you for your time and let's go make some better decisions. And also, before you go, I want to give you a story to take home. Okay. Uh, no matter how much you train your AI for all the scenarios, no matter how much you are trained for all the scenarios, there is this Airbnb story where Airbnb's founder shared it. It is quite recent with customer support. Okay. There was this one customer of theirs who complained to their customer support saying that there is a ghost in this particular Airbnb and we want a full refund. Uh, this is a tough situation for them. So what they did was they contacted the owner of that place, and the only thing that Airbnb needed was that owner to deny it. Whereas when they contacted the owner and said that this is what the customer is claiming, the owner said that yes, it is true. There is a ghost, there is a friendly ghost actually called Stanley, and he lives there and he's quite unharmful. and he's very friendly. Now they got into this kind of a big deal. Okay. But then they went back to the customer and said that, and also, by the way, the owner of that house said that they have mentioned Stanley, the friendly ghost, in the Airbnb advertisement as well. So now they went back to the customer asking them that, hey, the Stanley ghost was mentioned on the advert, where the customer said that, yes, we read that. And that was exactly because of which we booked this, because we wanted to meet the Stanley ghost. But their complaint was that Stanley is not friendly and and he is making it quite unlivable for them. So they didn't know how to capture this. They had to give a full refund, I guess. So, but the moral of the story is no matter how much you train your AI, no matter how much you train your employees, there is always going to be a scenario which you might not have looked for or might not have thought about, and it's going to come. But the only way to face those is by start implementing. So yes, please start implementing. Go ahead with great AI tools and have good deliveries. Thank you guys and hope you enjoyed it. And if you have any questions, I would be happy to answer those.
Thank you so much, Rutvik, for the amazing and insightful session. So I'm sure our participants have learned a lot. So, participant, the floor is officially open for question and answer now. So, if you have any question, please feel free to drop them into the chat box. So, Rutvik, we do have first question from Mani. She's asking, is it safe to give emails to open source ChatGPT if we don't have company provided? What about
Oh,
ethics and privacy and compliance?
okay. So it won't be safe at all to give your emails to a public chat GPT because I think in their privacy policy, they have already mentioned that they use the data to retrain. So if you put any of your email chains in public domain ChatGPT, it would be very difficult to not let it train over that particular data. It would be best suggested that you ask your company for an enterprise plan for any LLM model, may that be Copilot, ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, anything for that matter. And then it would be the best scenario for you and for the company as well. So, talking about ethics and privacy, ethically, it will be very wrong. You would be going across a lot of reviews, like the legal reviews, and it voids actually a lot of compliances, the GDPR and all those HIPAA compliances if you have health data as well. Uh, Still better if you could mask the data before giving it to public GPT, it would be still fine if the whole mail chain does not contain anything that is hazardous for your company. And if you could mask those names, mask your employee names, mask those company names that are mentioned, then it is still better that you can give it to the public GPT.
Thank you so much for the amazing and insightful answer, Rutvik. So we do have some question from the participant of LinkedIn and YouTube.
Yeah,
Just allow me a minute to read out those for you.
sure. Also, just before we answer that or go to that question, I think Mani had more questions regarding this. So, uh, just to answer, how do you mask it? There are two ways to do it. Either you write a hardbound code which does only one thing, which is search through your whole whatever the email change or whatever you have downloaded, the kind of data that you have, chat data or something, and it just replaces each word with something arbitrary. Let's say my company's name is Rutvik's Tech Company, and I will just find all into that whole file wherever it is mentioned as Rutvik's company. I'll change it into maybe XYZ company, and wherever I see employee name. So if you don't have that kind of GPT access, then you can just go find employee names and replace those as well in the whole chain. Like treat it as a text file and then make those changes, maybe by simple small code which is developed by ChatGPT or something, because you're not giving it the data, you're just asking it to replace those kind of words, and then that would be the fine.
Thank you so much for this insightful
Yeah,
answer, Ritvik.
yeah.
So, next question we have: what type of decision should be augmented by AI, and which one should always remain human lead?
Sorry, can you repeat that question?
What types of decisions should be augmented by AI, and which one should always remain human lead?
Okay. So when it comes to AI, what I personally believe, and this is my opinion, it can be different for everyone. Uh, I let AI make decisions for the kind of optimizations I might need for my code. Okay. But when it comes to implementing those optimizations, I think about it in multiple directions. So just to give you an example, when I was developing the conversational AI, every time I have to make an answer to speak from AI side to human, it used to speak it every single time. Okay, even though, let's say, I am making calls for a big bank financial company, and their end line would be, let's say, thank you for calling and hope your day is great. Okay. Now I have thousands of call every day. Okay. I'm making thousands of call. Every thousand call is getting ended by this same line. Now I don't want it to be spoken or generated by AI again and again. I just want it to be in my cache somewhere, and I want to pick it from there so that it costs me less. Okay. So the optimization that is done here is that every sentence, every text that I get generated, I store it somewhere in my memory. I store it with the sentence that is to be spoken, with the kind of voice it is to be spoken, the speed that I have given it to be spoken with. That is stored as a name of the file. And then the whole audio is stored inside that file. Now, whenever this kind of optimization I ask to ChatGPT, it gives me this kind of answer that I can do this. But then where do I get the name of the file? Where do I get the sentence? Where do I get the speed? Which setting is stored where? That kind of scenarios is where I come in to play. And even though for an idea, I use ChatGPT for implementing it, that's where I augment it to human. So that is the kind of scenario. Hope that answers your question. That you take the idea from LLM, you take all the ideas from LLM, I'll say. Maybe there are a few that you have in your mind, and LLM gives you five more because it knows five more different scenarios because it has been trained on those. And just by thinking about all those five, I feel that the fourth one is much better than my own idea. I can even ask LLM to compare it, my idea, with that five ideas, and then still feel which is much better, why my might fail and his might work. And then I take the further decisions. So that's when I augment it to, I don't fully augment it to AI ever yet. Uh, so yeah,
Thank you so much for the amazing answer, Ritvik. So, Mani, do have a follow-up question.
okay.
Like, okay, we can edit before sharing, but there is any prompt you can suggest to do masking? I read there are apps that helps to do mask. Is it true?
Yes, there are apps that help you mask. They do the same scenario, same thing. The only thing is those websites or apps are also public. Your company might not let you use those apps as well. So the best one is to do it in-house somehow, which is same simple way, again, replacing the words. And if you want to use a prompt to mask it, the easiest way is to just write one single line, is to mask all the proper nouns that you see in this particular text, and it will mask every one of those. But then if you're doing that, do the masking on local LLMs. When I say local LLMs, there are still SLMs, which are called the small language models, where LLMs is large language models. Small language models can run on your laptop. Very easy to use, very frequently used by a lot of people who are not developers. And you need maybe you have a MacBook with M1 chip into it. It will work slow, but it will work. Okay, and it is very useful when you want to do such kind of stuff like masking and stuff like that on your local laptops. It does not need a lot of knowledge. It just needs a difference between whether it is a proper noun or not. or is it a consonant that I need to just mask? So it is much better that you can go with SLMs. And do we have to create it? You don't have to create it at all. You get SLMs on website called Hugging Face. You can get a lot of models there. Um, I'll suggest for very small laptops. So I use personally, when from my company, I use a MacBook M1, M4 Air, which does not have a very strong GPU or anything. It is still good. I can use um, as SLM with 1 billion parameters or 3 billion parameters, and it still works with a great amount of speed and helps me do these things. And hosting them, you can use Olama. Please write it down. OLL, I think OLAMA. That is the spelling for it, or LLMAMA. So Olama is a software that it gets installed in your laptop, and it lets you host any LLM model, those SLM models, small ones. If you try bigger ones, it's going to crash your laptop. Okay, so don't try the bigger ones. Any SLM models, it will help you host it, and it will help you chat with it over your laptop itself. So you'll get a lot of tutorials over it on YouTube, and you can work on that.
Thank you so much for those detailed and thoughtful answer, Ritvik. So we have a question
Mhm.
from Swapna. Do we need
Mhm.
to have a Python coding expert level to create agentic frameworks?
No, you do not need a Python coding expert levels. You have a lot of low-code, no-code platforms. The only thing that you would need, which developers inherently do have, is that logical flow. So the only thing that you have to develop is that logical flow in your mind, which is very easy. The only thing developer have it, like the expert developers have it, is because they have been working on logical front a lot. The only thing that you as a non-developer have to learn is that logical flow. You just have to imagine what is going to come in and what is going to go out. Low code, no code platforms are mostly node based. So if you know what are nodes, it are just small processing units where they do a single process that they are meant to do. Okay. I might have a simple, I think we have time for a small thing. I just need to see if I have it open. Uh, and and dot novel. Okay, cool. Uh, Okay, let me just share my screen once again. Hope this is visible to you guys. So low code, no code platform looks like this. It's very easy. Every node does have its own plus points and minus points, but minus is not something that we are looking into. Everyone has their plus point. Just a second. Yeah. So every node does its own task. So this particular sitemap is going to go and look for my site. It's going to go to my domain, check all the links that I have currently for my particular domain, and give me a list of all those like all those links. So it's going to give me all the 950 links that I have for our website, and then it's going to go ahead and that's the only thing that it does. So the only thing I have to learn is what I have to filter out. How do I filter it out? What are the scenarios that I have to look into? And for developers, it gets much easier. I'll agree to that. But it's not impossible for a non-developer as well. So my for my personal experience, my dad was into he was a director at an FIS global company, and he has been not coding for past maybe 15, 14 years, and still when he came and started learning N10, the only thing that helped him was his logical prowess. That's it. So the only thing you have to develop is logic and what would be the next step as a human you would take. So this is what I would do as a human. I would go to each site one by one by clicking each one of them, check whether I can see the website or not, and then I'll filter out those in my Excel sheet by giving the go or filtering them out. So that is why my filter is there. And then I'll just format a proper email, and then I would send that email if I want to send it to my colleagues. So I have to just think about how humanly I would do it, and then I would automate it with the low code, no code, and you don't need Python for it at all.
Thank you so much for the amazing answer, Ritvik. So,
Hmm.
Mali have one more follow-up question
Yeah.
that can we also mask the health data? We are running AI for health program, so need your
Hmm.
guidance. I need more info.
Okay, perfect. Mani, it would be great if we have a conversation apart from this call as well over this in depth so I can solve more of your questions. Just to answer this one, yes, you can mask health data as well. By masking the health data, what you do is you don't mask the whole thing. Okay, you mask the proper nouns, so you have masked the names, right? That is sufficient to an extent. Plus, you can also work with synthetic data here. Okay, so you know what kind of data your company has or what kind of inputs your customers give you about their health. Now you just ask ChatGPT or any LLM model to simulate or a synthetic data and then use that kind of synthetic data to your test cases. That would be a much better scenario than masking the real customers' data. So I'll suggest synthetic data over masking it. But if there are any workarounds more you want to talk about, it would be great to have a conversation with you separately over this altogether.
Thank you so much for the insightful answer, Rutvik. So
Yeah,
I am sharing Rutvik's LinkedIn ID into the chat box for your convenience, guys, so that you can connect with them directly. Mani, you can connect with the Rutvik on LinkedIn, and he will be able to help you, give you guidance over there. So we are running out of the time, so I'm really sorry if to all of the participants will not be able to take the more question. Manish, to answer your question, where can we get all the recordings? I'm sharing the POC email ID over here. You can connect with her directly for all of the recordings and everything. She will be helping you out. Her name is Aditi. Just allow me a minute to share her email ID. So, Hritik Mani is saying that she has sent you a connection. She doesn't have a paid one. Please accept her connection as well. So,
definitely.
Mani, don't worry. Ritvik will
So
definitely
sorry.
receive your connection and he will help you out. So, moving ahead, would you like to give any final statement, Ritvik?
Uh, I just want to say Merry Christmas to everyone. That's all I have today. And I have told you about a lot of stories, personally of mine as well. And plus yours, like the ones that I experienced personally, the ones that I've heard about and talked about with people. So I hope those stories helped you a lot, made this enjoyable. And Merry Christmas and enjoy your holidays. That's it.
Thank you so much for the insightful statement, Rutvik. So, moving ahead, let's start with the wrapping up the session. So, participant, if you guys are ready to for opting your certification into the AI, so now the certifications are available into or on our website. Whether it's a Gen AI, Agentic AI, or AI tool experts, you can opt for the certificate for all of this. So, we are also giving a complimentary coupon code to all of our participants, which will give you a 20% off for opting the certification. I'm sharing the coupon code link into the chat box so that you don't miss out. So if you are ready for the certification, check out our website, opt for the certification, use the coupon code link, get 20% off and get certified into the AI. And before wrapping up the session, I just wanted to make a few announcements. So one of them is the utility tool. So we have been started introducing this quite a while, and we have also started receiving a positive response for the utility tool. So what the utility tool can help you? It is a very helpful tool who for especially for those who are looking out for the job right now, because this tool will help you out to re-improvise your LinkedIn profile, whether it's your experience management, your portfolio management, your LinkedIn backdrop, your profile, everything. So what you can do, you can log in into utility tool by using your LinkedIn ID and password. And we are also giving a complimentary coupon code to all of our participants, which will give you 100% off while using this tool. So I have shared the coupon code link into the chat box so that you didn't miss out. So use this utility tool and log in by your LinkedIn your ID or password. And according to the job designation you're targeting and industry you're targeting, it will give you a recommendation to re-improve your LinkedIn profile. So when everyone is taking the help of AI, why or not? Take the help of utility tool and make your job hunting journey even more easier. Today we had last session of our holiday learning boot camps. I hope you have all enjoyed our learning boot camp sessions of 4 days. Rutvik we had as a speaker for this all of the session. And now we are going to resume our session for the upcoming week, that is from 5th January. So we are actually planning a lot of new things for you guys, because we do know that like technology is upscaling their trend on every day. So we want our participant to learn regarding the new technologies which are trendy and which can help you to make a impactful career in the future as well. So now we are going to have the session from 5th of January for AI, which is a GSDC AI in Action 2026, from prediction to protection and performance across industries. We are going to cover the first week of topic, that is the future of Gen AI in risk management, how AI can streamline compliance and risk process, how AI is redefining cybersecurity from threat detection to real-time response, leveraging AI to automate compliance audit and streamline risk mitigation, how AI is realization, project management, smarter planning, execution, and monitoring. And the last but not the least, we will have the Friday session of how Gen AI is shaping leadership development, from personalized coachings to strategic insight. And the timing is going to be at 7:30 a.m. Central, 9:30 p.m. Singapore, 7 p.m. Indian, and 8:30 a.m. Eastern. Uh, Following that, we will have a session for ISO. So now we have added few more modules into the ISO and few more new topics according to the new year trending topics. So now it is going to be from policies to practice 2026, designing ISO driven governance that works in the real world. And it is going to be starting from 5th Jan, and in the first week of January we are going to cover this topic, how to build an AI governance framework using ISO 42001 without slowing innovation, understand ISO 9001 as a business management system, not just a quality standard, managing IT suppliers and vendors under ISO 20000, and designing ethical AI system using ISO 42001 without legal complexity. And we are also going to cover making sense of ISO IEC 2701 controls without jargon, and understanding ISO 31000, the global standard for enterprise risk management. And the timing is going to be 8:30 a.m. Central, 10:30 p.m. Singapore, 8 p.m. Indian, and 9:30 p.m. Eastern. And following that, the last webinar we will be having on learning and development. So for learning and development also, our research and development team has done a very good job, and they have entered few new topics which will help you to make your learning and development professional journey even more easier into the 2026, because it is also going to be started from 5th of January. And in the first week of January we are going to cover the topics, that is shaping the future, the evolving role of learning and development in business performance in the modern organization, aligning learning and development strategies with business goals, achieving organizational success through strategic learning initiatives, conducting effective business and learning need assessments, aligning training with organizational priorities, unlocking the power of gamification, how to engage, motivate, and drive learning retention through fun and interactive strategies, blended learning delivery models, how to create effective learning environments combining in-person and digital tools. And this is the timing for learning and development session is going to be 9:30 a.m. Central, 11:30 p.m. Singapore, 9 p.m. Indian, and 10:30 a.m. Eastern. So I'm hoping to see you all from 5th January once again in all of the webinar. And with that, it's time to celebrate our referral champions. So we have Leela Venkatesh, Saroj, and Dauda. So special thanks to all three of you for helping us simplify our initiative and reach it to the wider global audience. So you can also be one of our knowledge professionals. What you can do, if any of your peers, colleagues, and professional wants to join for this webinar, you can refer the registration link from our website. And once you will refer a person, you will earn a referral point, and once you hit a 50 referral point, you will be able to get a $400 worth gift certification voucher. And these are all of the platforms where you guys can connect with us. Also, we would love to hear your feedback. We would love to know your session key takeaways and learning outcomes. So please do connect on LinkedIn, our website, and WhatsApp group, and also do drop your feedbacks and suggestions in reviews.io. I'm sharing all of this platform links along with the reviews.io link so that you guys can connect with us for staying updated regarding our upcoming events and trends. And also, you can drop your feedbacks and suggestions on reviews.io. And with that, it's time to come to an end. So, a Merry Christmas to all of you and a Happy New Year in advance. I'm hoping all of you will have a very good New Year. And I'm hoping to see you all into from our upcoming session from 5th of January. The registrations are open for all of the sessions from now on from the 5th of January. So, do check our website and register yourself for our upcoming webinar. Until then, keep learning, keep energizing. Have a good day, good night, good evening, good morning, wherever you are.